Hi everyone, welcome to another quick session, another important topic for the CISSP exam. We will discuss all these frameworks. They all are not threat modeling frameworks, but we will understand the purpose of all these frameworks: um, Stride, Trike, VOST, uh, PASTA, MITRE, attack. So we will discuss them one by one. So let's get started. Stride. Stride is a framework. It is used in a very early phase. We can say that we use it during uh, brainstorming phase. What Stride really is a threat categorization model. We also call it threat modeling a framework. So a threat categorization model. So used to ask the right question, not to hack anything. Purely theoretical, analytical. So at very early stage. So when line of business, technical team, when they do implement their scenario, they start planning even before planning their phase, before planning phase, they come to the security team and they do brainstorming on their scenario. So that is the ideal time where they can do brainstorming for their scenario. What could be the potential security threat to that particular scenario. So as I said, at very early during architecture and design. So when they start discussing architecture and design before code exists, this also we can say whiteboard whiteboard sessions. Threat brainstorming. So this is brainstorming all potential security threats. So for instance, you draw a login system and ask, can someone spoof as a user? Can someone spoof a user? Can data be tampered with? Can action be repudiated? Can sensitive data be disclosed? Can can service be denied? Can privilege be elevated? So no attack is performed. No system must exist yet. So there is no system exists yet. Stride. What could go wrong? Very initial phase. We discuss while implementing one particular scenario what could go wrong, right? One more that is not mentioned over here, but let me write it down. Let's cover this as well. Dread. What dread really is a risk model, a risk ranking model, not a threat model. This is a risk ranking model. That is not a threat model. So used to prioritize threats found by Stride. So they complement each other. So the threats which are found by Stride, so used to prioritize those threats. Right after, right after Stride. So this model is used. It's not a threat model. We can say it's a risk ranking model. So right after Stride. Still, we can say it's still early phase. So for each stride threat, you ask how much damage. So D for damage, how easy to reproduce, or reproduce, how easy to reproduce. E, how easy to exploit. And A, how many user could be affected user. And D, how easy to discover. So this way we can, using this model, we can build a risk ranking model. So dread helps decide what to fix first. What to fix first. And stride finds threats. As I said, stride finds threats and dread ranks threats. Dread ranks threats, right? So I think that is the main difference about these models. So trike, risk-based trike, the next one is trike, risk-based threat modeling, risk-based access and permission modeling, we can say. Um, trike is not, a trike is really focuses on permission, roles, who's allowed to do what, risk acceptance, right? Risk, is the risk acceptable, risk that evaluate risk likelihood plus impact, business risk tolerance, emphasis stakeholder risk owners. So likelihood plus focus, likelihood plus impact, it focuses on that. Early to mid design phase. So trike is early to mid design phase, and when defining authorization model, instead of what attacks exist, trike asks what action should be allowed and what risk do we accept if they are misused. So strongly tied to access control and least privilege. Trike is equal to risk plus permissions. Then another one is VAST. VAST is used large enterprise, CI/CD pipelines, agile and DevOps environments. Traditional models, Stride, Pasta don't scale well. VAST integrates into SDLC. VAST we integrate into SDLC. DevOps. So let me write it down. We integrate in SDLC. And supports many teams, work continuously, not a one-time exercise, designed for organizational scale, vast threat modeling at enterprise level. Then the next one is Pasta. Pasta is attacker-centric, business-driven. How do we an attacker actually do it? Simulates real-world attacker steps, maps attacks, risk control, business impacts, and consequences used by SOCs, security security operations, best for agile CI/CD environments. So Pasta is later than Stride. Architecture is clearer. When architecture is clear, use cases exist sometimes when a system already exists. So key difference from Stride. Stride is defender brainstorming, and Pasta is attacker mindset, attacker centric modeling, as we discussed earlier. What would a real attacker try? What path would they exploit? What business impact would it cause? No penetration testing. Still, Modeling, not attacking. Pasta, how would an attacker realistically attack us? So vast, as we already discussed, and last one is MITRE and attack. So after MITRE and attack is after deployment operation. MITRE attack is not a threat modeling in the classic sense. A knowledge base of real world attacker behavior, tactics, techniques, procedures. After system execs, during SOC operation, detection engineering, incident response, threat hunting. So if attacker use credential dumping, do we deduct it? Which MITRE techniques match our alerts? No brainstorming, no design modeling. How attackers actually behave in real life. So once again, stride, early design, whiteboard sessions. Dread after stride, risk ranking. Trike, design, um, design access and permission. Pasta, a mid-late design, pre or post deployment. Vast continuous enterprise DevOps, MITRE attack, post deployment operation and detection. So stride, what could go wrong? Dread, how bad is it? Strike, who should be allowed? Pasta, how would an attacker think? Vast, how do we scale this? And MITRE attack, how attackers usually actually operates. So I think one more important thing which I would like to do in the same session is let's quickly continue stride, for instance. Let me write it down. Stride, what it stands for. Stride, S is spoofing, T is tampering, R is repudiation, I for information disclosure, DCLOSURE, and D is denial of service, and E for elevation of privilege. Dread, I think we have already discussed in our previous session, and trike is now next one is 1 second. Trike, it's a simply called trike, and it's not acronym. And the next one is pasta. What it stands for? P is process, for a, a attack, uh, S simulation, T is threat, and A is analysis. Next one is VAST. VAST, V stand for visual, A stands for agile, S stands for simple, T for threat modeling. MITRE and attack, let us quickly write it down here. MITRE, ATT&CK. So adversarial, ADVER, Tactus, TICS, uh, techniques and common knowledge. Okay, so that's it about this threat modeling frameworks. Thank you so much for watching this session. If you have any feedback or question, please share in the feedback section.